hope you are doing well. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to teach you guys how to write code or code in Python and make an email bot. So how it works is you will tell it whom you want to send the email to and what you want it to send and the subject of the email and all of that things, and it will automatically send it through your Gmail. So without waiting, let's start the video. Okay, so before we start to write the code or anything in making this email bot, first thing we need to do is we need to change some things in Gmail before we do anything, because Google has some things because when we are doing this, when we're doing this email bot, we are sending mail through an outside application basically. So just come to your my account.google in your Google account here, and then go to security and go all the way to let's check your app access. And what you need to do here, it will be turned off, but you just need to turn it on. Google doesn't tell you to do this, but because we are the ones who are going to be sending the email, it will be fine. So once you turn that on, what you need to do now is we need to install Python. So you can just go to Python, just search uh, Python programming or Python install, and download Python. Just click on it, and then just download the latest version of Python. So yeah, when you wait for it to download, and then I'll just tell you what you need to do after that. So now that your Python has been, the exe file has been downloaded, just open the file and run it. And just here, what it is I've already downloaded it. So you guys just need to go through the how you normally download an application. It's not hard. Just download through it. That's why for me it's showing me this modify or remove individual features, but I don't want to do that. So after you install it, I have already installed, so I'll just cancel the installation. But you guys have to go through the installation process. And after you've installed it, what you need to do, just press the Windows button and search for idle, and you'll get this. Okay, now open idle and just wait for it to open. And this is where you will be writing your code basically. So just minimize that, go to your file explorer and create a folder in any place. Just I'm doing it in desktop, so I'll create a new folder and I'll call it email bot. You can call it whatever you want, and then go to your idle. And what you need to do here is click on file and open. Okay, and then go to your wherever you kept the thing and just open it here and just open the file. Okay, so it's a small issue, but okay, just come here, file and new file. Okay, click on new file, and okay, so that's it. You click on new file, and now we are ready to install. Okay, so now once you've installed Python and you've gotten this, now you need to open your command line or command prompt. And what you need to do here is you need to install the following things. So for that, you need to do we need to install a speech recognition software. So we'll go to Google and you just search Python speech recognition, and you just click on the first link and then copy this. Okay, once you copy that, come back here, get your command line and paste it there, and it should slowly start installing your thing. Okay, and then after that we need to install one more thing, and that is Python text to speech. So just come here and search Python text to speech x3, and then you'll just install that the same way. Just copy it, um, come to your CMD and paste it, and it'll just slowly install it. And that's that. And you need to install one more thing. Now this is important that you follow this. It's because it's this module called pi audio that we need to install, so it can actually hear what we're saying. Because when we're making this email bot, what we're doing is we'll talk to it and it will understand what we're saying, and send what we're saying to the person you want to send it to. So for that we need to install this thing called pi audio. Now if I do the same thing, pip install and then by audio, it may work or may not work. Okay, so the chances are it will not work. If it doesn't work, all you need to do is to pip install pip win. Okay, and then after that just do pip win install by make sure the p is capital, y, and then a is capital for audio, and then it should install pip win install, and it will download the package. And yeah, just wait for it to download and it will be done. Okay, so now we can start to code. Okay, so what we're gonna do, we're gonna save the file first. Okay, and what you're gonna save it in, just save it in the email bot place, and save it there. Okay, wait a minute, and give it a name. Just call it main.py, and that's going to be saved there, and you can see the path to the file is here. Okay, so now we need to import a few things. So for that is you need to type import, and first thing that we're going to import is smtplib. You don't need to install this like we did for the other things. And then import speech recognition. Speech recognition, and now speech recognition is long, so I will give it a short name as SR. Okay, and that's that. And then import the Python text to speech x3, and then from email dot message import email message. Okay, so that's that. Okay, so what we're gonna do now is we need to create a listener that will recognize what we're saying, and an engine that will let it listen to what we're saying. Okay, so we need to create a variable, and that will be listener, and equals sr dot recognizer. Make sure you type it exactly the way I'm typing, with the R capital, and then you need to have brackets also. Okay, make sure you type it like that, because Python is a case sensitive programming language. So you need to make sure that it's where it's supposed to be uppercase, it's uppercase, and where it's not supposed to be uppercase, it's lowercase. Okay, and the next is engine. We need to create an engine. So the engine is Python text to speech x3, and then dot init, and then enter. And what we're going to do now is we're going to create a function. Okay, when you're creating a function, it's basically you're telling it, okay, so when I type this word, you need to do a certain thing. Okay, so if I do, how you start a function, you do def, then you do talk. That's, or you give the name of the function. I'm gonna call it talk, and in brackets text. So basically, the text that I'm giving it, it will talk the text. Okay, so so that's how it is. It's just the way it says. Okay, so you need to talk text. Okay, So when we talk text, it's what ooh, okay. So just come back here. When you press enter, you'll see that there's a gap. Okay, it's not like this. Okay, if it's like that, just press tab and it'll come in front. Okay, just press the tab key, because if it's not indented, you call it an indentation. If it's not indented, it means that it's not going to be considered a part of this function and it won't work. Okay, engine engine dot say text engine dot say text engine dot run and wait. Okay, and then just press backspace and you'll get out of the indentation. And then now we are creating another thing for another function. And that function is I'm gonna call it get info. Okay, and then do try, and then put colon, and then it's gonna be indented again. Make sure it's like that. And then with fr dot microphone. Okay, as source. So it's you are telling it that okay, from the speech recognition, the microphone, use the microphone as the source to get the info from. Okay, so it's gonna get my info through the microphone. And then next, when it started to do that, we need to understand that we need it to tell us that it's listening. Okay, otherwise we might tell it something and but it didn't hear us. So when we need to do print and do in quotation marks listening, and in the listening brackets, it's not a must to write exactly what I'm doing. Just make sure that it's in quotation marks. And if you want, you can just keep it listening. Or you can put anything there just to make sure it tells you that, okay, I can hear you. That's all we need. Okay. And then after that, what we need is voice equals listener dot listen source. Okay, so what we're telling it, wait, listener dot listen source, make sure it's in brackets. So what we're telling it is that okay, the voice is basically the listener, which is this recognizer. It's listening through the microphone. Okay, it's just like that. In the brackets, it's telling it, okay, listener, which is this variable, you need to listen from this source. Okay, it may be called listener, but it's just so it becomes much more easier to understand. Okay, then info equals listener dot recognize underscore Google, and in brackets voice. Okay, so what we're telling it, okay, so you listen from source, and then once you have listened it, it will store what it's listened in this listener variable. A variable is just a box. Okay, it stores values. So once it's got that, you're telling it, okay, so listener needs to recognize through Google, right? Needs to recognize through Google, through voice. It needs to recognize voice through Google, and then it will store what it's recognized as info. Okay, okay, and then after that, because we need to know if it's saying if it's understood info, right? What we do is we do print info, so it will basically print out info, so it will just show on the screen what it's heard and understood. Okay, and then after that, what we do is do return return info dot lower. So what this does is that it will make everything it hears into lowercase. because then otherwise maybe when you say something louder, it's gonna think of it as an exclamation and make it uppercase when it's not supposed to be, and it'll cause problems. It's just better to have it all lowercase. Okay, and then just be there, and then do accept and pass. Okay, and then come back to the start here. Okay, leave that like that. Okay, now okay, so there is a thing you need to make this go back. Okay, no, let it be like that, and make sure it's back here. It's not make sure it's not here. Okay, make sure it's at the end, and then we're creating another function which is def send email, and this is where it controls the sending of the email. So what we're gonna do in brackets, receiver comma receiver. Okay, yeah, receiver comma subject comma message. Okay, okay, and then do server. So what server is basically, it's a middleman. It basically takes everything you want to send, and then it sends it to Google, and Google sends it to whoever you want it to go to. Okay, so server, we're making a server. Okay, so server equals smtp lib, which is smtp is sending mail transfer protocol. Okay, and lib is library, and and then after that you do dot smtp, okay, in capital, and then because I'm going to be sending this through Gmail, I'll do smtp dot gmail smtp dot gmail dot com. Okay, and then quotations again. You don't need to put it in the, okay, quotations, and then after that every mail service has its own smtp code, or smtp port, and for that the Google's smtp is 587, and you just need to put brackets after that. Now if you're not sending through Google, what you do is you just go to Google, and you need to search if, for example, Yahoo smtp code, and it will just say here 465. Okay, and when you're doing something like this, you also need to change this, so it will be smtp.yahoo.com or ymail.com, and yeah, just keep that in mind if you're not going to use Gmail. And then we're gonna make the server basically tell it to trust us. Okay, so server dot start els. Okay, so it's gonna encrypt what we're sending. It's gonna make sure it's safe, but also make sure that we can understand what we're sending. Okay, so it trusts us, but not anyone else. And then server dot login. Okay, now server dot login. Here what you do is, first you need to give your email address. Okay, so I'm gonna give the email address I'm gonna be sending it from. Okay, so that's there, and then make sure it's in quotations, and then put comma, and then you need to give the password. Okay, so I'm gonna give the password to my Gmail. Make sure when you're putting your password, make sure you're sure it's going to be safe and no one else is gonna see the code. If you Because for simplicity purposes, right now I'm going to be showing you guys my password. But if you're gonna be doing it this way, make sure no one's gonna see the password to your email, or if anyone's seeing it, they're not gonna misuse it. Okay. And the next thing, go to email, equals email message, email message brackets. Okay. And then email, and then put square brackets, and then quotation from, okay, equals sender, sender underscore email, and then email to, okay, to email to equals res receiver. Okay. Okay, and then after that, email dot set con content, and then message, and then server dot send message. Okay, and then email is there. Okay, good. Okay, so after this, what we're gonna do now is we're gonna make an email list, or it's basically like contacts. Okay, so it's like on your phone, when you're gonna call someone, all you need to do is you need to go to the person's name and call. You don't need to type the number again and call them each and every time and type the number. Okay, and it's the same thing here. It's so every person you want to send the email to, you can type their name in the email list. Okay, so email underscore list equals, and then put curly brackets, not square ones. This is square, so it's curly brackets, and then just yeah, there. Okay, make sure there are two curly brackets, and then yeah, okay, yeah, there. Okay. So now you give the name you want to give it. Okay, so I'm gonna call this school, and I'm gonna call it school because it's my school email. And then put colons, and then type the email address. So 4186. Okay. Now and then after that, just close it, and it's done. Okay. So what we call this, we call it a directory, and we can put as many people as we want in it. I can put my phone email, and colon, and be here. Uh, my client. Okay, and it can be anything. Okay, so yeah, that's the email list. So you don't need to worry about that. And then after you've done the email list, what we need to do, we need to get into the get email info, which will basically tell you, it will get all the info you need for the email. Okay. Okay, that's that. And get email info. Make sure to put colons at the end of each and every function. And then what we're gonna do is do talk, and it's gonna ask you to who do you want to send this email? And okay, and then after that is name equals get info. Okay, and then receiver equals email list. Okay, and then name. Okay, so what this is telling, what this line of code is, you're telling it, okay, so receiver, the person we are sending this email to is check in email list if the name that we have gotten is right. Okay, so when we talk, it asks whom do you want to send this email to, and then name equals get info, so it goes all the way up here to get info, and then it listens and it recognizes info. Okay, it recognizes info and has it all over here, and then it just takes that get info. It does that, and then once it does that and it records everything that you need to know, it prints it out and it stores it. Okay, and then it searches the name that you've given in get info. It searches that name in email list. So if I said school, it will search in email list and says, okay, so there's school here, so you want to send it to this person. Okay, but if it's not here, the code will just stop working and you can start over again. Okay, so that works. And then after that, print receiver. So what this will do, it will print the person that you have said. It will print the email address. It will print the email address out, because just so you know if you're sending it to the right person. Because if you're not going to send it to the right person, you can just stop the code from running and continue later. Okay. Okay. So then after that is talk what is the subject of the email. Okay, and close the brackets, and then after that what we need to do now is we need to do subject equals get info. Okay, and then have that there. Wait a minute. Okay, make sure the spelling is all correct, because a small mistake can stop the code from working. Okay, so subject equals get info, and then talk, and then do tell me. Okay, tell me the text of this email. Okay, okay, text of this email, or you if you want, yeah, text of this email. Yeah, to be honest, you can write anything inside here, like, so you can say over here to whom, or you can be like a subject, and then just over here text, right? You can write whatever you want it to say inside here. Okay, and then after that, when okay, so message equals get info, and then brackets, and then after that is send email receiver subject message. Okay, so yeah, so that's that, and then after that, just so if it knows, right, just so you know that the email has been sent, after it's done, it'll just say, you can tell it whatever you want. email has been e- email has been sent successfully. Your email has been just be your email has been sent. Okay, it's much better just keeping it simple. Your email has been sent, and then after that, in case you want to send an email to another person to talk talk, and it asks, do you want to send any more emails? Okay, and then do send more equals get info, and then so what it does is when you want to send more, it will start get info again. It will just do this function all the way again, and it will just work. Okay, so send more equals get info, and then if there is yes in send more, if there is yes in send more, get email info. Okay, so you're just telling it, okay, so it asks you, do you want to send more email? And then it asks if there is yes in send more, right? If that means if I said yes, then it will start this all over again, and you can send another email. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, there we go. Now here, now just do get email info, and then now we can see if it works. Okay, so there was a small issue when I just tried to run it. I forgot to do this one thing at the end of with microphone or source. Make sure there's these columns over here. Okay, and then let's see if it actually runs. Okay, okay, so yeah, okay, let me see what the problem is, and then I'll continue with that. Okay, okay, and then let's see if I run it, if it will work. Okay. So invalid syntax. Okay, yeah, I forgot something again. There should be a comma. So now let's see if it works and see if the code runs and works properly. I made a few changes because there was a problem. So yeah, let's just see if it works. Oh, no, I don't want to do that. I just want to run module.
To whom do you want to send this email?
School.
What is the subject of the email?
I am sending this using Python.
Tell me the text of this email.
I have sent this email to you without typing a single word and using my Python code.
Your email has been sent. Do you want to send any more emails?
No, no. Okay, that. So it heard me. Let's just see if it has sent the email. So let's go to my inbox and yeah, okay. Without a single. So you've seen I've sent this email without typing a single word and using my Python. Okay, so guys, if you have any problems like I did, because the chances are you will have some problems, there are two ways you can fix them. First, you can ask in the comment section of the video, or the better thing is that I will have this code in the description, so you can just go to the code and you can copy it exactly how I've done it. Okay, and you can download it if you want, and you can run it if have the way you want to run it, and it should work. Okay, so I hope you liked the video. If you liked it, you can share the video with your friends and family. And if you tried it and it worked, please share it in the comment section. So thank you, and see you in the next video.